should be up at the Oh, rest in peace. We almost got the legend Sri Telluri to join us, but
Oh, the coach.
yeah,
Put me in, coach.
He's our manager for our ULOL team that have become
A
the
manager?
Big Ten champions.
I thought he was coach, or was he coach last?
Sri has been the manager, and he kind of organizes a lot of the different sessions and stuff for the players, and does all the things like scheduling scrims and like booking flights and stuff. So definitely super helpful. But to my knowledge, he doesn't actually do game review with the players themselves, and they have other like coaches.
Got it.
And I was more involved last year since I was actually a student, but yeah, to my knowledge, I don't think the structure has changed in a great amount.
Okay, we got a pretty sir on team 2 over here. Coming in, they got Masters, Diamond 2, Diamond 5,
Wait, where do you see
Diamond
Masters?
5, Platinum 1. Scion.
Well, for some reason, it said like Diamond for all of them.
Oh, maybe it was like his flex ranking.
Yeah. I'm just gonna check the streams on. I don't know why. Yesterday, there's like a really long delay of like 3 minutes after I started the stream before it actually became live.
It looks like it's still offline, at least for me.
Okay, I just reloaded it, and it seems good to go. So I'll keep an eye out just to see if people talking about the volume levels, because I know that's been an issue in the past week. But I think yesterday with you, they were actually pretty good. Looks like nobody bans anything in the first round. Wow saying, "Give me your best shot. I want to kill you at your best."
Ooh, those are some talking words through pick ban coming out for
They
Aigu.
say
I wonder
actions speak louder than words, so disrespecting your opponents is a pretty BM action.
Definitely true. Can't argue with that. Let's see if they go for any bans whatsoever, though. It looks like they're gonna try and leave just an open house.
I would be surprised if they leave open the Shaco, because I know Magic Dong has been abusing that champion in solo queue, and they actually do come out with a Camille ban. Looks like Out capitulates under the pressure, gonna be trying to target some of these enemy players. That Gragas is targeted at W Gong, I believe. He loves playing AP Gragas. And actually used to play AP Gragas top even last year when he was almost exclusively jungle sometimes.
I think at the beginning of last year, you could see a little bit of tank Gragas top. I think definitely after his AP ratios went down and they reworked him a bit, his top lane viability was really good. Like Ackerman from LMQ just went off on him all the time.
Oh yeah, that's OG. Dang. I'm surprised they don't go for a GP or Shaco first pick on the blue side, because both those champions are super strong in the hands of the Magic Dong and Notorious Spook. So I'm going to see if they want to pick those up. I don't know if there are any other pocket picks for the other players, because I don't recall Kadu, Scion, or yourselves that much. But Warwick coming out. Warwick's always a very fun champion. Just
I love seeing Warwick. I love seeing new Warwick, especially with his new ultimate. It's just so funny watching him leap large distances and completely missing by the skin of his teeth. Yeah, I mean, I haven't played the new Warwick yet. He does seem like a lot of fun, but I don't jungle because I am just a brainless AD carry. I sit in the back and I farm.
Oh man, wait.
Games
are we about to see
are we getting it?
Heimerdinger?
Oh,
come on, Zach. I know you got it in you. Bring out the H28G evolution turrets. No, they go for the Viger, which could very well be in any lane except for maybe jungle. But I've known Viger players in top, mid, and bottom. So, especially in an in-house where we have kind of wackier shenanigans going on, I think that pick could definitely be a flex one.
Speaking of shenanigans, Reza, do you know if anybody is free tomorrow to cast? I think it's an 8:30 game. It'll be between my team, UMD Challenger. And let's see who we got going on.
Is your captain
Our
Vortic?
No, I'm not captain. Team Top 101 Akil Betrayals. That's an interesting name.
You said at 8:30.
8:30. Let me go ahead and double check our group chat.
Urgot. This is a very, very spicy champions coming out. The question is Misfortune the AD carry or the support? Or is Urgot the AD carry or support? Because you could go for something like super crazy, like an Urgot kill lane bottom. Urgot could also be in any solo lane. Obviously, I have the summoner spells blocked right now because no spoilerinos. But I'm interested to see how he works with that hyperkinetic position reverser.
I love beautiful use of Urgot's ultimate is not easily come by, but when it does happen, man, just watching him solo out an AP carry or AD carry into a 5v1 against the world and just watching them sit by with nothing to do but wait for their imminent death is always entertaining.
Yeah, Buble hovering that Morgana. I know Rita does really love playing that specific champion, Morgana. I think her title's the Fallen Angel. I'll have to double check real quick. I only memorize the abilities, not the titles.
I believe it's the Fallen Angel. Yeah.
Let's see. Mordekaiser. Yeah, Morgana is Fallen Angel. Anyways, if they have that Lulu, that's kind of an interesting team. There's not a lot of late game damage because the Urgot does kind of fall off. He does a lot of burst, but once the enemy team starts being able to stack a lot of that armor and HP, kind of makes it a little more tough to burst through. But there is the notorious Gangplank being hovered, and I do know he also plays Quinn, so Spook kind of cycling through some of his favorite picks, seeing which of the litter he should grab. The Alawi is another one of his favorites, but that was also banned.
Personally, I'm not really enjoying Blue Team's composition as we're seeing it being finalized right here, just because they don't really have any discernible way to force quality team fights aside from a Morgana binding or maybe a Warwick ult. And it looks like the red team has a very team fight focused composition with the Jarvan ult, the Orianna ult, the Viger Event Horizon, the Lee Sin kick. I mean, I think that if red team gets any sort of advantage going in early during laning phase, then they should be able to secure objectives extremely quickly and shut down blue team. So the onus is going to be on Mr. Turtle and Bubble to make sure that they dominate the bottom lane, get Morgana roaming early, and help her try and make picks across the map.
Yeah, and one thing I want to point out, I was about to say red team has pretty good ability to siege turrets because you got the zone from the Orianna Ball, got the zone from the Event Horizon Vigar, you got the Jace Shock Blasts, which are all super fine and dandy for smacking down some of those turrets, but they actually don't have an AD carry. The closest one they have is the Jace top. But I'm excited to see Viger versus Urgot. Actually, Urgot might be top lane as well. So
I think it's going to be
the Viger bottom. See,
it means that if they get any sort of CC with the Jarvan, he's going to be able to just press R and absolutely obliterate Misfortune. The Black Shield isn't even going to be enough to help her, but if Morgana is wise, she should be maxing Black Shield first, because any sort of relief that Misfortune can get from this bottom lane will be super important, and you really can't underestimate Jarvan's ability to
burst
and just burst you down, because that percent max HP passive is really brutal.
I'm pretty excited.
Another important thing to note, time participating in Inhouses since last year, both spectating or playing. I haven't played one yet, but yeah, definitely looking forward to it. And another thing that's important to point out is that red team needs to be placing deep wards around the jungle, because they have the sort of team where if they find just 2 or 3 people under turret, they can take that dive so easily because of the amount of lockup and burst damage that they have. So definitely need to make sure that blue team is playing with pink wards around the red and wolf side bushes. As much vision of red team that they can.
Yeah, I would. I think it'd be fun to see some cool builds coming out. If you have Viger 80 carry, I wonder if you could even go for an attack damage, attack speed Viger. You do already have a lot of attack damage on the team, but you already have a lot of damage, you know, through like all your other teamfight champions. Maybe this is the time for Magic Dong to bust out, flex some of his creativity, brain neurons. But
I think if you were to go any AP bottom lane, it should have been Kennen, like AP to go AD, because AD Kennen is definitely fun. Giving some credit over to Reckles, our boy.
My man. I hear that guy practices super hard. Kind of sad to see him maybe not quite on top of the world like he was when he first started, but I hope he can definitely pull through for the next season. We are about to get into the skin showdown between both these teams.
Oh, you love this. I feel like this is almost your favorite point of the whole stream, is just comparing skins.
And on top of that, when we're casting in-houses, that means that these teams don't have a name already. So, based on the skins and the champions in this game, we can actually give them new names so that we can call them that during the cast.
Names? Oh, that's pretty awesome. I'd tell you what, though, Reza, you would really enjoy my account. I think I have over 180 skins, and I have at least one skin for all but 10 champions.
Good lord.
I have many, many skins. Well, my friend and I used to just mystery gift each other left and right. He would always gift me legendary skins, and I would gift him garbage like
what the heck?
Like spectral fiddlesticks or special weapon Zac.
That doesn't seem completely fair. We got both teams actually have. Oh no! Wait, no! Blue side has 5 skins. They're busting out all their chops here. We even got some nice ones like the Dragon Trainer. That's a legendary skin. Feral Warwick looks. I don't know if I've seen it on the new Warwick. Candy Cane Misfortune. That's a legacy one. Baby, I'm liking this blue side.
You know what we definitely have to call the red team with only 4 skins.
Yeah.
Team 4 custom. 4 team costumes.
4 costumes.
4 costumes.
Alright, I don't really know.
A little bit of lag going on at the beginning of the match.
Yeah, it's a little confusing. Maybe we'll get into it now.
There we go.
Oh no, it's a pause already! Watch somebody type in chat P break. Oh wait, it's already been on pause. Maybe they're just fooling around. Alright, let's get into this one. I'm looking at all of these ones. I don't really see a common theme though on the blue side throughout their skins. Maybe they could just be like team pay to win, since they seem to be spending so much cash on this game.
Well, the Morgana is Victorious Morgana, so team lucky to have gotten gold season 5. Because who knows if she's got any other ones.
Yeah. I guess it could be a work in progress. This Feral Warwick looks pretty cool. I don't think I've seen it myself yet, but
I would give the victory over to what is it? Nemesis Jace, or I think it's called Nemesis Jace, right?
Yeah. I just got a message from IguWow saying GBM's Wi-Fi died, and so they're gonna remake the game. So.
Okay.
Unfortunate for Urgot.
GBM. Ganked by Mom. Okay, I thought that he was going under a Smurf name.
Yeah. All right. So I'm just gonna quit out of this. We had a nice little preview.
I feel like this happens to us every time. Like, just something goes wrong for a little bit.
For a little bit.
This is definitely better than just straight up not casting a game. I mean, there's still movement around the map. Are they really gonna remake it? GBM's moving.
I already left the game. They're in a new lobby. So you better
Now everybody
get in here.
All right, yep. I'm hopping on
out. Because there's a 3-minute delay, I was assuming that I didn't really want to wait around 3 minutes and then to wait for him to AFK.
Hey, that's fair.
I know Zach.
Oh, Scion is master in 3v3. Okay, so it's just taking the highest of all the...
okay.
How long do these in-houses last for? Is it until 10?
Yeah, usually. Just a few games. It looks Mario Sunshine. Who the heck is this? I'm pretty sure Mario Sunshine was not in the last one. Do they even?
But he was in the last game. He was in the game that we casted yesterday.
I see. Wait, are they trying to like kick somebody out? Who's not here? What the heck? Oh well.
It looks like it's time for me to suit up. I gotta get in there. I gotta save this in-house.
If you want to go ahead, man, you can. Jump on in. Okay.
I mean, if they need somebody, I can. Oh no, I can't jungle. Nope.
He ain't coming back.
I mean, I'm down to play. I can't jungle. Let's
see. It looks like they just invited a new batch of people. Maybe we'll be getting some extras in here. Hopefully. We do have several people on the waiting list. Or
the waiting list.
Pending. Maybe waiting.
Yeah, we're that exclusive of a club. We have a waiting list to get in.
Oh, speaking of that, so the club system was a cool... I really liked the idea of the club system. But unfortunately, the way it was implemented is kind of like... I don't want to say worthless, but not very useful, because they have a hard cap at 50 slots. First of all, it took us like a week and a half to get our club, because since we are registered through the university League of Legends system, they had a name pre-reserved for us for the university club, which is pretty cool. But like, they didn't give it to us when the club system came out, so I had to talk back and forth with several Riot employees, and Riders are always super nice to talk to. They're always very helpful and stuff, but it just took like an extra week and a half, which is kind of annoying, to get it through. And then there's only there's a hard cap of 50 people, which kind of makes it a little more, kind of increases the perceived value with a lot of people, because like, oh man, I got in. But when we're a club and we regularly have over 150 people in our fall tournaments, having a hard cap of 1/3 of that kind of sucks, because that means the large majority of people...
Oh, we've got Jay in here. Gotta wish him some good luck. That's my boy, my mid laner. Two teams in a row, 2 tournaments in a row. He carried me to the semifinals in last year's upper bracket tournament.
Oh, dang. Nice. Medea? I was saying... never mind. So they actually banned out the king. Like, they're like, okay, we don't actually want Spook to be playing this, and Gragas goes back out. I'm gonna see if they throw out some of that Vigar Urgot ban flavor, but looks like they might want to see some of these spicy picks coming through. I do not rest.
Definitely going to be looking to see if we get a bit more of a sensible team coming out from the blue side, just to make sure that you know, they don't have as many gaps in their composition. Because to me, they just had no real objective way
to actually make fights happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I never want to say that a game is lost at Champ Select, but that one was definitely not looking great.
When you're in the in-houses, people like to get kills. So fights may or may not just happen independent of what the actual macro plan is, if that makes sense.
I'm trying to play just Clown Fiestas. Give me the Clown Fiesta. There's no more fun match to cast.
I've got my red nose on. I got my Pennywise jersey, wearing it. I'm ready for full-on clown fiesta.
I'm just repping straight Ronald McDonald, the OG killer clown, one Big Mac at a time.
Dang, that's the slow killer, really.
The cardiac arrest.
Yeah, clog up your arteries and get that slow, painful death. I think that's even more cruel than something like kidnapping and murdering children. It's just watching your family die in front of your very eyes. Alright, that's a little too real, too depressing for this kind of stream, but we do have a Zed coming out. What was their mid lane last time? Was it
Urgot? Explore dark places. Sometimes you gotta go to the Shadow Isles and tell some tales.
We did have the Fallen Angel. That's pretty dark herself. Betraying her sister. Actually, I don't know what the retconned lore is now. I don't know if Kayla and Morgana still come from an alternate dimension or whatever. But Buble did pick that up. You know, I wanna point out
personally never seen
when they banned Hecarim has his set of abilities is like the most over dramatic in the entire game. You'll have things like, okay, so if you have Morgana, there's like Dark Binding. Oh, okay. If you have Warwick, it's like Hungering Strike. Which is like, okay, that seems pretty thematic. But then Hecarim is like Rampage, just for his like little Q spin. Then it's like Spirit of Dread for that, like those little wispy circles around him for his W. Yeah. Devastating Charge, okay, I can see that. And Onslaught of Shadows is kind of verbose, but I can see. I think just like Rampage and Spirit of Dread, like, come on, man, just chill out a little bit. You're a horse, centaur. I don't really know if you need to be that serious. I wish I could see a Heimerdinger, but I guess AD Viger is a pretty good second best option.
Alright, so let's see. We've got a similar team comp coming out over for the blue side. Looks like they're going to replace that Urgot with a Volibear. And we've got Notorious Spook on his Fiora up top. And let's see what Medea happens to take for jungle. I've personally never seen him jungle before, so this will be interesting for me. Oh, he's gonna pick Diana. Okay, so that's pretty standard for him to go. He played Diana a lot in mid back when she was super popular, and Medea is known as being a mid player. Diana in a long time, and I heard somebody talking. I think it was Dominate talking about how like she's only good in very specific circumstances. So let's see if he's going to be able to create windows for his team to let him just reset his ults all over the place. And
yeah, if nothing else, the red side team composition have many aggressive tools. They got the Jarvan Cataclysm, they got Ahri Charm, and they got the Diana Lunar Rush. So several ways for them to just kind of jump at their opponents, and their enemies aren't the most mobile in the world. Like, what's Warwick gonna do, really? He has Flash, maybe he ults in the opposite direction, but there aren't a lot of ways for the blue team to actually get out of these fights if they start. And
yeah, definitely gonna be a tricky game again for blue side. They're probably going to be playing really aggressive, just trying to make things happen because they're going to need any small objective window that they can get. And it's sad to see that Notorious Spook switched out his Ghost Ignite for Flash Teleport, because I would have loved to see top lane. I mean, she's always threatening, but I feel like Volibear has the potential to just cheese her with Bite, because that thing does a lot of damage, especially now that it scales off his percent maximum health. So she's definitely going to have to be careful in the early stages of the game. But after a gank or two, a solo kill lead, she should be able to.
I think she'll be in a good spot eventually. I think I'm most excited for this mid lane matchup because Zed and Ahri are two champions that are always exciting to watch, if nothing else, especially if they're not really playing passively. I mean, obviously with Ahri, you can kind of save that Spirit Rush for when you get ganked, but I'm hoping we see some mad hops coming through from the club vice president W Gong here, trying to show us some moves, Captain Falcon style, throughout those Razor Shurikens.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be. I've always favored Ari in this matchup, though, just because she has a lot more utility than Zed. Plus, she can just build Zhonya's Hourglass to negate the majority of his damage. But if W Gong is able to get a solo kill as jungler and be able to snowball that lead into his favor, he should probably dominate this mid lane and be able to open up opportunities for him to roam to other lanes. Because this bot lane should be pretty easy pickings for a fed Zed, because Viger's not really going to have much in terms of escape. And they're probably going to be going super aggressive against this bot lane of Mr. Turtle and Bubble because of the Jarvan Ignite.
Yeah, also keep in mind, whenever Zed uses the death mark on you, he always appears on the exact opposite side from where he was facing you from. So if you're playing something like Ashe or Ari that have like a line skill shot CC, you can actually pre-cast that right before the animation ends with his shadows like twirling around you and stuff. And to instantly charm him. Also, with that nerf on exhaust, I'm interested to see if W-Gong can still make some of these kills happen, because
it's definitely going to be much harder, because 40% overall damage reduction is going to be so painful for Zed.
Rough.
That and just the build path for Ari is so clear now. She can just get that Seeker's Arm Guard, sit on that for a while, farm up minions, go for a Morellonomicon, and then just go straight into Zhonya's Hourglass after that. Plus, with Liandry's being a much more popular item on mid laners, if she does decide to build that, which I don't typically see a lot of Aries do, it will still offer her enough health to negate a good bit of Zed burst.
Indeed. But if she did, I mean, I guess if you go for the Haunting guys, maybe you get a little bit of extra health. Not sure if that's actually enough to really make a difference, but it's always like, oh my goodness, no, they loaded too fast. Some of these people need to get worse computers, because I wasn't even able to appreciate all their lovely skins.
Well, I think I saw the Academy Ari for sure. I think we had the Leprechaun Viger from Magic Dong again. Diana has the Lunar Goddess, or
I guess we'll find out soon enough. Going in,
there's a Feral Warwick remake again.
Oh my goodness! Wait, hold on. I need to display chat. Where are the options? What the heck?
Going
Holy cow! They're saying, you know, the Magic Dong DC, but it looks like they're all in game. I think they're trolling at this point. I was about to say what the heck, because I actually did, but I am ready for this battle. Ooh, look at this Leprechaun Warring Kingdom bot lane. That's pretty nice. Going over to Ari Firefox. No, that's the Academy Ari. You right?
That's Academy Ari.
You already said that.
Hey man, it's all fun and trolls. All fun and trolls in the UMB Inhouses. Wednesday night, 8 p.m. sharp. Don't miss it. I miss it a lot, and I regret it every day. I wake up Thursday mornings, and I'm like,
damn,
man, if only I had been in Inhouses the other night, I would have woken up in such a better mood to get through my 4 hours of classes.
Dang, feels bad, man. I do like this world.
Man, go to the Inhouses, have fun, chat with some people, make some friends.
For those of you that were curious, it is in the Baltimore room of the Stamp at 8 o'clock p.m. You can meet up with my buddy Nick, the Biohazard LSK. Nick
That's
Biohazard
okay.
LSK Chin. You can give him a nice comment on his cleft. I'm sure he'd appreciate it. I actually don't know if he has a cleft chin or not, but there's only one way to find out, and that's to come to the Inhouses themselves. Magic Dong.
Unfortunately, though, ping is a little bit high over in the Baltimore room. People are typically playing around 140. But don't let that deter you from having a good time. also got to bring your own laptops. They don't provide any because we're all college students. We don't have extra thousands of dollars laying around for spare laptops for people.
Yeah. This battle on the top side is getting super feisty. The passive is already popped for the Volibear. And Notorious Spook just going to be continuing to hammer down on this. The bite was not enough. Mario Sunshine is going to have to be running back.
Yep, thankfully for Volibear, though, he does have the Corrupting Potion, whereas Fiora opted into just the Dorans in one. Oh, looks like we've got a nice QE combo from Jarvan that's just going to result in a good bit of damage on Morgana.
Yeah, Magic Dong following up best way he can as Viger, just kind of a single auto. So maybe if he was like an actual, you know, strong laner or 80 carry, that might have been a first blood, but I think maybe he's going easy on his girlfriend here. Uh-oh. Feral Warwick is on the hunt, going for that Fiora. She does get the notification that he's on the way. Diana is nowhere nearby.
Oh, it looks like this is going to be her death sentence. It's Warwick going to be able to proc that fear. Nope, he doesn't end up getting it. Fiora flashes away, and Mr. Turtle going to have to burn his sums for just the heal.
Yeah, Sion also getting low. Dang. I was talking about people go ham in these in-houses, and we're getting a lot of action, even though there's no kills yet. Both these teams...
deli up in here. There is ham left and right.
Oh yeah, you know it. Notorious Spook actually parries something from Mario Sunshine. That's going to be the first blood, and doesn't even get the second.
Spook, but it looks like the minis are going to be able to take him down, and he flashes that Mastery 7, knowing that, hey, I got the first blood. I'm the dominant laner. Look at me now. Look at me now.
He is rolling that paper. Has a 100 gold late W going in against yourselves, and the exhaust actually comes out. Maybe Warwick will just be able to auto yourselves to death. That's one easy way to pick up a kill.
Super aggressive plays coming out from... It's definitely nice to see this kind of aggression in an in-house game where, you know, they're all just trying to have fun and relax, get some of that post-school stress out, especially with finals coming around.
Finals coming
Only the LCS could be
It's only exciting. April, buddy. I don't want to think about that. That's a month off. I'm not even a student. That's it's a little early
still
for me.
gives you nightmares. It's gonna haunt your dreams. May's gonna come around and you'll be like, oh my god, I haven't studied.
Never again, dude. Actually, Mr. Turtle is gonna be going in. He's trying to avoid the Viger stun, but he has a black shield, so he's really not doing anything other than taking extra minion damage. Speaking of taking extra damage, Sion picking up 1 kill, 1 for 1, and now it's Rita versus Zach, boyfriend versus girlfriend. Who's gonna come out on top?
It looks like it's going to be going over to Morgana if she's able to get one more binding. Oh, and it looks like she's gonna flash aggressively too much. She needs to hit that last binding. And it looks like she's not going to have enough time. Bit of a mistake coming out from Mr. Turtle. Oh, but Aigu Wow is going to be able to help Morgana pick up that kill, but he's going to be unfortunately falling to the turret. Not sure if it was worth it, but definitely a mistake coming out from Mr. Turtle, because he could have just walked straight through the event horizon without any repercussions, because it doesn't do any damage. The shield wouldn't have been burnt, and he ended up just taking a bunch of extra damage for pretty much nothing, and burned his flash in the process.
Holy cow, that was a really nice reaction from Notorious Spook, being able to predict the Rolling Thunder coming out from Mario's Sunshine and reposting it to keep this lane advantage. He just needs to watch out for those pesky turret shots. Already punished him once. Doesn't want to die for free again, but having that Vamp Scepter is really
the difficult thing about... Definitely, and the difficult thing about laning against a Fiora when you're a melee champion is that in a sense, she is sort of a small range character, because her lunge does have about, it gives her an extra 150 units of distance. So she can do it to create room, and if the gap closing is, or if the spacing is close enough, she can still get damage off and not have to take any damage in return.
Speaking of taking damage in return, Magic Dong is doing what he can, but that might not be enough. Oh. He's getting bound for about 4 months, it looks like. That was super long.
Hey, Magic Dong, rest in peace.
Sion just doing what he can, but looks like this Morgana.
Left and right.
Barely doesn't come through. Actually, Notorious Spook wastes some time.
In the grand challenge.
Yeah. That repost.
Great.
Maybe great not ideal. Play. Good job by Mario Sunshine. He's now 2-1.
Calling lag.
My R was off Smartcast. Feels bad, man. Well, that's the price you pay for...
That's why you don't flash those masteries early. It'll come back to bite you.
And I'm just waiting for Mario Sunshine to show his off. But he's going to be trying to finish up those Ninja Tabi. This mid lane has been kind of passive, but I look at the CS discrepancy, and that's a lot of gold. 700 in favor of Zed by the 7-minute mark.
Yeah, certainly not looking too great for yourselves. He's definitely going to have to pick it up if he wants to come toe-to-toe with this Zed, or at least get some help over from Medea, who's been pretty quiet in the jungle, just farming it up so far, having a grand old time going at it with Gromp, and looks like he's going to be recalling now, and hopefully tries to find some pressure on the map somewhere soon. Bot lane wouldn't be a bad place to gank because they have that control ward there in the river, and the defensive wards for herself, so they're pretty open for a gank. Let's see if he does end up finding his way down there right now, just farming it up in the mid lane, a little bit of aggression in the top lane, mostly just watching the waves push in and out.
Yeah, Spook gonna have to be pretty careful here because Warwick is on the hunt. He's charging in. I don't know if he can get out of here. He's gonna have to try to wait for the parry, but Mario Sunshine predicts the repost and gonna be able to pick up this kill most likely. Yeah, I go out flashing onto his body just to poop on him one last time.
Can't even tell if that was intentional or not. Looks like Fiora wasn't quite able to predict which CC was going to come out first and at what time, so that was a pretty simple gank coming out, but definitely well played. Good communication from Aigu and Mario Sunshine as they're able to share this tower gold together and put Fiora under some pretty heavy pressure.
Yeah, we need your main man Medea to start making something happen, because right now being 0-0-0 is starting to hurt in both these side lanes. Viger down 1-2, and the Volibear obviously up 3-1, building a lot of that flat health through that bombing cinder, and even stacking more armor on top of that. Looks like Diana in the mid lane. I'm not really sure if she can make anything happen though.
Yeah, definitely some questionable jungling going on from Medea, as both Diana and Warwick are pretty heavy level 6 gankers. So when he's out ganking, making plays, he'll either be at level 6 or higher, or they just won't be super effective ganks. So she should be committing to ganks around the same time that he is. And it looks like Notorious Spook has challenged Warwick to the grand duel. Volibear is teleporting in, and it looks like Morgana's going to lock up Jarvan with the Soul Shackles. Beautiful bullet time for Misfortune. She's going to be able to flash away from this Viger.
Unfortunately, Ari trying to help out in the top lane, but just gets absolutely popped. Notorious Spook might be getting clapped. Also, one more Rolling Thunder going to be bringing him in, but no! The heal comes out from that lunge.
Oh, beautiful outplay coming out from Fiora. Definitely didn't have his R on Smartcast this time.
Whoo, baby.
Or off Smartcast.
Yeah, he was able to pop that entire thing before Volibear even got there, being able to stay max health. Magic Dong keeps eating these bindings from Readaholic. Not actually Readaholic, it's Bubble these days,
Bubble.
I guess. Booble. Now, I'll have to ask her about that accent, Mark. Not sure if it's if she actually wants it pronounced, or if it's just, oh shoot, somebody took the name Bubble 5 years ago.
Because the umlaut over the E is an sound, so it would be bubble.
Speaking of bubblers, W-Gang gonna be almost dying. I don't know how that relates to bubbles, but
I mean, you tell me. He's gonna be blowing bubbles soon. That could be like a euphemism
not
for
sure
death.
if that's really not sure if that's a thing, but okay, we can roll with it.
Picking up daisies or pushing up daisies.
I gotta say, W-Gong is pretty disappointing, seeing as he doesn't have a skin, but definitely showing some of those moves. And yourselves again.
The one gank from Medea turns out in a complete disaster. He was out of mana, didn't have any opportunities to get out, and at least blue side will be getting a return kill on a Notorious Spook. Thankfully, Bubble was able to get a binding out, and the follow-up enough to bring
I go out saying, listen, man, there's something wrong here. You're healing more than me, and I'm supposed to be the drain tank wolf. Which makes me a little sad because Aatrox is supposed to be the real drain tank, but Riot never gets
Aatrox is also not a lot of things right now. Viable being one of them. They're trying, though. They are trying with him.
This time looks like Bubla's Dark Binding not really going to be landing. She should play Nami more often, that way she can actually throw out some of those Bublas. But W Gong gets a turret.
Is going to be
in exchange for life.
Paying the Pied Piper for that over-aggression in the mid lane. Definitely not worth it. Let's see if Medea, low on mana again. I don't think they're going to be able to keep up this chase. He's still going for it, pinging Fiora to keep going. But honestly, I just can't see this resulting in anything other than Medea's death.
Holy cow, looks like in the bottom lane, Viger actually turns around to get 1 kill, and in the top lane, oh my gosh, there's a lot of action going on both sides. I think Mr. Turtle is going to be going down here. That's 1 more kill for Scion playing the Jarvan, and Notorious Spook yet again.
She's not going to have space to pick up on Fiora, and her riposte was just coming back up. And it looks like Warwick will be able to get the hop on the Scion. Oh,
not sure if he really wants this one. He's accepted his fate. Jarvan popping the mastery saying, I'm going down, but jungler for the support, I'll take that trade any day.
Yeah, definitely a lot of hectic activity going on 2 opposite sides of the map. Hard to keep casting when there's so much action going on the top and bottom side. But it seems like it resulted in a 1 for 3 for the red team, as Fiora was able to take down Medea. I'm sorry. No, it was a 2. It's getting late.
Yeah, there's a lot of deaths going around. A lot of times when there's so much action, I just kind of look at where the gold ended up. W Gong actually walks into the charm, but fortunately for him, it ran out of range before it actually hit him. And I guess he would say that's all planned, but I think that was a little too close for comfort myself. So he does get out nevertheless. He's at half health. But I think the largest thing to point out is that Volibear is still ahead of Fiora, even though Spook is having some beautiful plays. I'm not sure if W Gong is getting out of that.
Nope, definitely not. Deathmark's going to be pop, but it'll be all for naught as Ahri is able to heal up from her passive. And yeah, it's going to be sad times for Fiora up in this top lane. That Volibear just has so much armor and so much natural damage from his bite. Fiora's popping the grand challenge, but it looks like not much is going to come out of it as Volibear is now fighting with so many minions on his side. A good riposte to be able to block the bite, but man, she probably took about 300, 400 damage from that minion wave at least.
Yeah, definitely. I think Spook just kind of doing what he can. Here comes the infinite duress onto Medea. Unfortunately for him, that's going to be the 1-3 record coming through. He's going to need some extra kills to maybe get himself back in this game, but now that he has a Gnasher's Tooth, hopefully he can make something happen. I want to give some props to IGoOut, at least having a lot of map presence. Mario Sunshine is so tanky. He already has
a that Rolling Thunder is so much damage. He's just beast moding all of Ahri's combo, and it looks like this will finally be the nail in the coffin for Mario Sunshine.
Yeah, a great teleport there from Notorious Spook, and IGoOut just life-stealing through everything the opponents have to throw at him, even just kind of standing still as Viger tries to kill him with all the effort he can muster, but that's just not quite enough. And now W Gong has his eyes set on Zac. Oh no, that's just a baby leprechaun, Zed. You don't have to do it like this. Please. Oh?
Not like this, he says, but it'll be exactly like that as Viger is able to dodge one of the shurikens, have the barrier available for the other, and he's just going to walk out, skipping along his merry way, going back to his pot of gold in the fountain.
Yeah, his gold stashes are at 600. Not very large so far. Kind of a lame leprechaun, if you really think about it. I mean, what can you really buy with 600 gold? Maybe 1 amp tome. But in the top side, Mario Sunshine again just wailing on his enemies. I don't know if he'll be able to win this one out though.
Yeah, definitely going to be a lot of difficulty for the red team as they're drawing so much attention, as blue team is able to draw so much attention over to the top side because it takes essentially 2 people to take down this Volibear. Now that will start to change as Fiora does get some more items, and the health increase and armor increase from Volibear finish up his build will mean a lot less because of the true damage that'll be coming out from Fiora's passive.
I'm surprised he's not building a spear visage yet, but a bear does what a bear wants. I also want to point out Medea had a pretty cool mechanic where he ulted the Krugs to get in range with that Crescent Strike, Crescent Slash, I believe. Wait, no, I think it's Strike. My gosh, I haven't reviewed the abilities in a little while. I'm sorry to all the viewers.
Come on, how can you expect to follow in quick shot shoes if you can't name all the abilities?
Unlucky, man. I believe it is Crescent Strike, actually. Crescent Slash sounds like a Kali's E. But regardless, he kind of did that to get in range, which is a nice little trick. Neat little trick. Zed going in onto Magic Dong. It looks like the taunt is not, or charm is not going to land. When the death mark pops, that's going to be one more kill. And blue team happy to gather some more cash for their backs.
I was able to verify it for you. It is Crescent Strike.
Alright, I was right all along. I shouldn't have questioned myself. I'm a perfect human being. I think that's the real lesson learned here. That sounds like a reasonable conclusion to make.
Yeah, absolutely. They say nobody's perfect, but little do they know Rez's name is actually Nobody. He had it changed because he had it changed back in middle school because he was just getting bullied so hard by his classmates, and was finally able to find peace with his current name.
Yeah, poor baby
late post coming out from Bubble. Ooh. Oh no, it looks like Bubble's going to be going down. A confident Crescent Strike coming out from Medea. The fade away, no look.
Yeah, that was going down. Super nice timing because he actually fired it. Like, the animation looked like it got there before the Zanyu was out, but he knew the hitbox would last just the extra half second. So, gonna be able to pick up an extra blue buff. And I do want to point out, I mean, this is more of a casual cast, but look at that great ward coverage on the bottom side for blue team. Jarvan's killing some of them right now, but that is just so well placed by the entirety of the blue side. Good props to Rita for that.
Yeah, definitely a good thing to point out. Ward coverage is pretty fundamental no matter what kind of match you're playing. Definitely good to be cognitive of always having as much vision as you can, as well as denying as much vision as you can. Looks like Mario Sunshine's going to be going down to his third 3v1 in a row, but the return kill over to Fiora will be able to secure a bit of pressure in the mid lane as this creep wave slowly trots along.
And that's the worst kind of death where Zed goes in on you and you get to red health, but then he just pops back and lo and behold, you've actually walked right into him yet again. W Gong getting his third kill of the game. Not been super flashy so far, but he's definitely been playing pretty well.
Absolutely, and we're finally starting to get some ward clearage over because of Medea's sweeper. Not a lot of action going on. I actually am not sure why there hasn't been as much emphasis placed on the dragons over for blue side. They've only gotten one within 20 minutes of the game, if I'm seeing that correctly. Yep, they've only gotten one Cloud Drake, and they've had pretty much absolute commanding side over top. So because of all the attention that's being placed in the top lane, these dragons should be pretty free.
Ruh-roh. Sion actually gets flashed away from. I don't know if Ayu can chase that. Oh, who am I kidding? He's Warwick. He can do whatever he wants. But no, Medea with the life-saving Moonfall. Speaking of life-saving, that is not going to apply to Mr. Turtle. He is being flipped upside down in complete Turtle fashion. I don't know what happened to Zed over there, but he got one kill in the end.
Oh, he died by turret.
Going on in the mid lane. Poor Bubble is the only one left, and Medea has the Runic Echoes, has the Gnasher's Tooth, so she is going to be happy to burst that one out. And not sure how well this will go, taking the turret, but I guess when you've killed all
I think they will be fine. No, it looks like they've got a teleport coming in from Mario Sunshine. He should be able to stop any sort of wave clear as he has his new revamped Thunder Claws to strike 8 minions now as opposed to
6.
4. Oh, it was 6. I thought it was 4.
I'm not sure, but nevertheless, it is 8 now. If we need to keep that in mind. It's always nice to see if you're against an enemy top laner and they think they've gotten away, but little do they know that your Thunderclaws can just bounce all the way over and you get that very last second kill where they never saw it coming. So it's super fun to kind of watch out for. It's not super fun.
Is not the way that I would say it, but definitely something.
This is definitely something indeed. Scion getting a little scared of the bear. He is no Vladimir Putin, does not want to wrestle with that buddy. And Mario Sunshine, nice animation candle to pick up that ward kill. Gonna be popping down Notorious Spook.
Man, and just a very... going over to Mario Sunshine as Mr. Turtle was there to back him up, and it looks like he's flashing in. Agu Wow coming for the follow-up, and W Gong is getting absolutely assassinated by the likes of Medea and Scion. It looks like he was able to slip away for just a second, and will be able to escape with his life. Very close play, but a bit too much coming out from Mario Sunshine. Just went a little bit too deep, and now Agu's looking for the kill onto Medea. It looks like he's going to be able to pick it up with the help of Mr. Turtle, and a shutdown goes over to Miss Fortune. Oh, and look, we've got a nice clean Orb of Deception coming out from Ahri straight onto Bubble, and it looks like Ahri's looking for more. She's going to try and take on this Miss Fortune.
Yeah, they do go 1 for 1 yet again. Aguao's the only one left here for the blue side. Now he has to 3v1. I don't know if the Feral Beast of Zon is really going to be able to do it, especially with that added turret damage. That's going to be a lot of kills on both sides.
Misses the charm, and the score is tied up in kills at this point. Blue side starting to lose a lot of their lead as Medea is able to pick up a lot more kills now with his speed, and Ahri is doing a pretty good job at making picks, even if she has been missing a couple charms. It's been absolutely perfect. The spirit rushes have been on point. Her positioning's been great, and I mean you're seeing that across her scoreline.
Yeah, those double Morellos also coming out from the Ahri and Veiga. If you look at their builds, it's actually almost exactly the same. They're just a little bit of extra gold in the pockets of that mid laner. I'm going to close Facebook because that sound just went onto the stream, so anyone that's watching might get confused. But Volibear sneaking around the jungle as bears do. I think this Volibear is a grizzly, I guess. You can go from like polar bear to grizzly bear. I don't know if he has any black bear skins though.
Seems like more of like a brown bear to me. But then again, I don't really know the difference between grizzly and brown.
I thought they were.
I know one has a cooler name. Oh, are they?
Well, I could be wrong about that.
Version of brown bear. It looks like Ahri not going to be able to spear or rush herself out of this one. Going to be a pretty good pickup over for blue side as they can now pressure this mid turret down as it's a 5v3.
You know, Notorious Spook had really flashy early game. He was outplaying people left and right, but ever since then, he's kind of just been feeding. Unfortunate for him. He has to resort to laughing at the enemy team to deal the most damage, and that's not really the position you want to be
pride.
in. Yeah. Not really doing anything to protect the turret, though, because he just walks in and gets completely bursted out, has to run away without really doing much. Mario Sunshine, though, going in super far. None of the Morellos are here, and one of those Thunderclaws actually picks up a kill. He's going to get another Frenzy soon, but no. Magic Dong picks up that kill first.
Wow, saving Medea's life. Magic Dong, a true teammate, and it looks like they've been dissuaded from keeping on that mid lane and have rotated instead to bottom. After this turret, they should probably go look for the dragon, as the Mountain Drake will help them with their sieges in the future, and maybe even help them with a Baron pickup if that's what they decide to go for eventually.
Yeah, the composition from the blue side has really good ability to just run them down. They have a lot of these extra movement speed heroes between the Misfortune, the Volibear, the Warwick. So if the enemy teams falls pretty far behind in a fight, they can just kind of move in and a lot of times win out. Looks like Medea going to be forcing Misfortune to flash away while they pick up one kill onto Notorious Feed yet again. Magic Dong going to be the last one with full health here because W Gong picking up another kill.
Oh, it just survives barely. It looks like Medea is going to be able to clean up these last two, saving Magic Dong in the process.
1v1
today, says Medea, as he's able to shut down shut down Aigu Wow, and it looks like she's on the hunt right now for Misfortune, but nothing else is going to come.
Come on, Mr. Turtle. No balls. You gotta fight that 1v1 for pride. For Bilgewater.
I mean, you've got your heal up, you've got your bullet time. I believe.
I think it could have been done.
Actually, I don't. I think that Diana against an AD carry is very scary.
Hey, it's not like she's building a Seeker's Arm Guard to increase her armor. As long as you don't suck,
not at all.
Maybe you can make it happen. But speaking of not sucking, looks like Mario Sunshine has a Dead Man's Plate with the Cloud Drake. It's pretty much impossible to get outrun here. And Misfortune has been waiting in the bushes. Mr. Turtle might finally get his revenge. Or he might just kind of watch Diana slowly walk away. That's not going to be the case.
Yep, had to go and try and make at least something happen. Definitely wasn't going to end up picking up the kill into Mr. Turtle. And now this has opened them up for the possibility of taking Mountain Drake if they decide to do that. They've been neglecting these dragons, both teams have, for way too long, and it looks like they will end up going for this Mountain Drake. They've got a control ward right on top of it, unless Bubble happens to get a pick onto Ari, which doesn't look like it's going to happen. And now they set their sights on Mountain Drake.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think there's anything Red Team can do if their Diana's dead and none of them are really in position. So instead, they're just kind of hanging out in the jungle, watching the enemy take leads, and Jarvan is, in fact, just standing next to this wall. You know,
yeah, one of the things
nice view.
This point was that they knew that the majority of the blue side was overtaking Mountain Drake. They could have gone ahead and stolen blue buff, or at least gotten vision over on the top side, because Baron is going to be an objective that blue team is going to be looking for next, and the blue buff definitely would have been beneficial to their dual AP threat composition.
Yeah, they do have a lot of that zone control with just the Viger event horizon in case if they get to an objective first. So I do think trying to set up control of those objective areas could really help them out, because it's much easier to be Viger and throw down your stun in the tiny choke point of the enemy jungle than it is to be Viger and walk into the Zed Volibear Warwick to try to stun them in that respect. But looks
yes,
like
because that's the natural method, that you just walk straight up to them, just peruse on over, say, wave a little hello to Zed and Volibear as they immediately rush you down with their gap closers.
Wait, that's what I do. Are you saying I'm playing wrong? I don't know, but yourselves...
No, I'm saying that's a challenge or a maneuver, but what's not is getting popped off by the Misfortune bullet time, and it looks like Notorious Spook is going to be able to take W Gong down. An easy 1v1, not taking any damage, and cleaning up with that Ravenous Hydra.
And he flashes the Mastery, he's saying, later, I am out. Royal Guard Fiora, going back to France. And I go out calling him Soaz. Not sure if that's a good or bad thing in this day and age, but holy cow, Frenzy, gonna be barely picking up enemy Scion. Viger's Melonomicon, gonna be super annoying for Mario Sunshine, though.
Yeah, and Mario Sunshine really didn't have anywhere to go. You had Medea coming in on the back. He's only got one MR item aside from the Negatron cloak that he recently picked up, trying to get closer to completing that Guardian Angel. So it would have been lights out for the bear anyway. And it looks like Aigu Wow is just going to hop right in the mix against 3 people. Mr. Turtle can follow up here. He does not have bullet time up, and Aigu Wow probably going to be picked up, but not without taking down Magic Dong with a beautiful flash, sacrificing his life for the neutral good, I guess. Yeah. That ended up just being even right there.
Viger saying worth, and I think trading kills back and forth is the secret devious plan that Viger has hatched in this game. You can see he's already at, it says 229 ability power from his passive and the Baleful Strikes. So if this game lasts for hours and hours, Viger will be able to one-shot the entire enemy team by himself. So they might be in it for the super long con. I mean, you can talk about the long con for like CLG EU, complexity kind of things, but when you have a Viger 80 carry, that's infinite scaling we're starting to talk about here.
Reza, you know I love casting myself from League of Legends, but if this game goes on for hours, I may have to call it quits because I do not have the mental wherewithal at this time to do so, especially considering I've got class in the morning.
Yeah, Why would you want to go to class when you can watch people feeding in a clown fiesta? But the real question is Medea going to be able to survive this one? Looks like he's going to be taken really low, but actually survived for a second. Pops Zanias just to get hit up with the Misfortune Bullet Time. On the other side, Aiguao going to be taken down. Magic Dong, he does so much damage. This is the Warwick wet dream. The entire enemy team is super low. He's running after them just like the Zon cinematic. His eyes are flaring. He's getting one kill. Does he have the ultimate still? No. I think he popped that earlier on, but he has a lot of extra movement speed. Going for yourselves. Wants that fox booty because I think he is part fox himself. Not quite making it happen.
I think he's just straight wolf. Well, but I could be wrong. I'm not entirely sure.
I think in the new lore, they kind of made him like an amalgamation, like a chimera hybrid. Because you can actually see he has like those long ears that are not very characteristic of like wolves.
That is true, yeah.
I think he's like supposed to be some kind of multi-animal. But yeah, definitely wolf would probably be more accurate. W Kong tries to go into the R. He gets instantly charmed in the face, but kind of cheating in that 1v1 because Mr. Turtle was there to bop her in the face.
Yup, the make it rain, just adding that little bit of insult. And that's what's going to be a simple pickup going over to W Gong. And it looks like pretty open for blue side to take advantage of. They have a bot lane inhibitor that's free. They could threaten the Baron and have W Gong just go ahead and split push. But it looks like instead they're just going to opt for a mid lane bamboozle. Mario Sunshine's going to get locked down. Fior's going to get stunned up by the Soul Shackles, thrown back over to Misfortune, handed over on a silver platter. Will she be able to escape? Not today, says Mario Sunshine, as Mr. Turtle throws down the bullet time. Jarvan's barely getting away, and Mario Sunshine returning damage back onto Diana, barely avoiding the event horizon, as Medea desperately tries to claw for some kill and isn't able to pick it up onto Mr. Turtle.
Oh no, Aiguao running like 650 movement speed there or something. That was crazy to watch. But it looks like the Bamboozlers became the Bamboozlees out in the mid lane. I think Magic Dong is going down here. There's not really much he can do. Zed even has the Guardian Angel.
Just to add some insult to injury, looks like he'll be able to pick up this red buff. Warwick hopping real far in, just using his ultimate to
Wait, I think I've seen this one before. This is a throwback to 1 minute ago, but this time, Aiguao decides not to run in and suicide, but instead actually just backs off to keep his Baron buff. This is looking pretty good if you're on the blue side right now. They did increase, or no, their skin threshold actually lowered from 5 to 4, so I guess they're trading some of those skin resources for skill resources. Contrary to popular opinion, I don't think those two actually go hand in hand. Looks like yourselves trying to poke around this dragon. Not really sure what he's planning on doing because he is up against a Zed. He pops it exhaust, but doesn't pop the charm.
Zed's dead, not today, he says. Ahri's dead, as they're able to pick up a Cloud Drake, allowing them to rotate to this mid lane team fight a little bit faster than they normally would if they decide to take it. Mr. Turtle just gonna go ahead and collect his red buff, as Aiguao pops his ult way too early, as they're gonna be fighting this one out 4v3. Medea goes in to take down Aiguao. Let's see if Bubble's able to get her Soul Shackles down quick enough, and a beautiful riposte Zonia's combo, but Mr. Turtle just wipes the floor with them with that bullet time.
Yeah, I think this is the second or third time this has happened where there's a really intense fight going on, pretty back and forth, and then Mr. Turtle comes and ruins the day by just kind of destroying everybody. So unfortunate for the red side there, that's going to be an inhibitor. They might even try to close out the game because they're going to get double inhibs.
Got the game on this one. They've got 3 Ahri's coming up right now, but it's going to be a 4v2 for the next 20 seconds. Should be an easy Nexus takedown right here, unless they decide to go for some in the fountain cheesy plays.
I would not be surprised.
Mr. Turtle says, nope, I close this one out. I've got exams tomorrow. Let me get some sleep.
Yeah, Scion doing what he can, but that frenzy damage is just ridiculous right now. You can actually look at the Jarvan build. 0 armor besides the Ninja Tab Eye. So when Volibear bites you, that's like your whole head falling off, rolling on the ground, and I don't know if anyone else is going to be rolling today, because that Thunder is going to be actually not getting extinguished. Mario Sunshine. What?
Whoa!
A huge tank.
Not have happened.
Yeah,
and coming up from Mr. Turtle too, he didn't even have to pop his heal, and this is going to be GG going over to the blue side.
All right, well played. Even though they had inferior levels of skins, I do really like the Royal Guard Fiora, but unfortunately, all Spook did for like 20 minutes was like feed repeatedly. So unfortunately, whenever there was like an actual team fight, it was just pretty much the Volibear Warwick show, walking in and auto-attacking the enemy. And then Mr. Turtle coming in to clean things up. W Gong had a couple cool plays, but overall, very back and forth. I was a little sad we didn't really get to see too many Vigar explosions. So it's kind of fun to...
Definitely not an optimal bot lane going along there. Really, the only saving grace that the red team had for themselves was that Ahri pick. She was holding up very well in the mid lane, able to duel W Gong, even though she was behind in farm. And the quiet jungle activity coming out from Medea definitely did not help red team push any sort of early game victories. Warwick definitely having a better understanding of where he needed to be and when, as he was able to create, again, those small openings that we talked about in the pregame lobby, as the blue side didn't really have any definitive methods of winning, aside from the roams that came out from Zed and the extensive jungle pressure coming through from Warwick.
Yeah, well played by both. It was a fun game. I always love to see bloodbaths, and with 87 kills in 37 minutes, that's definitely what kind of came through there, I believe. So it was pretty fun to see the action go back and forth. Warwick kind of became a monster near the end.
Yeah, he definitely did. Was not afraid to just start using his ultimate as a pole vault, just hopping over walls, looking to chase down any picks that he could get with his insane movement speed, and just surviving through so many outnumbered team fights just through his lifesteal alone. So well played from Warwick, being a part of 28 of the 50 kills, over 50% kill participation, highest on the team by a couple, it looks like by 2. Misfortune had 26. So definitely good play from Mr. Turtle as well. Always showing up with really great bullet times and just able to completely dismantle what looked like winning team fights from the red side.
Yeah, unfortunately for the red side, their support didn't really ever buy a sight stone or like support items, but I'm sure Simon was just trying to have a good time and burst people down. Sometimes that was effective. He did have 7 kills, which is not bad at all. Tied for second most, as well as second to last, I guess, if you want to look at it either way. But alright, that was pretty fun. Definitely some creative lanes coming out. Unfortunately for Notorious Spook, Mario Sunshine got super tanky later on. That Sterak's gauge was very value.
And I mean, that was really telling of the early game, and you can see that just the CS difference between Diana and her team compared to Warwick and his team. Her priorities definitely lied more in the early game farming, and Warwick was just able to get enough picks to get Mario Sunshine rolling over Fiora in that early game.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, it was fun casting with you.
Always a pleasure.
I've heard through the grapevine, that grapevine being you, I guess you're like a vineyard plant now, that there's another game tomorrow at 8:30. So,
not set in stone. It's between 8:30 and 9. It looks like it's going to be at 9, but possibly 8:30. So if anybody wants to come check it out, again, it's between a UMD Challenger that's starring myself and Medea versus Team Top 101 Akil Betrayals. No clue who that is.
All right, I guess there's only one way to find out, and that is to fight them in a best of 1 or best of
just
3.
A single game. Nope, just one game.
All right.
This is losers bracket we're talking about.
Don't get people's hopes up too much here. But yeah, all right, it was a pretty fun cast. I'm Sprint Speed,
and we hope that you guys have a good night.
All right, thanks for stopping by.